This morning, Australia's best beach for 2023 has been named, and it's probably not what you'd expect. For the first time, South Australia has claimed the crown, with Stokes Bay on Kangaroo Island taking out the top spot, beating better-known beaches in Queensland, Victoria and New South Wales. So for more, let's bring in Brad Farmer, who compiles this list every year. Good morning to you, Brad. I'm not sure whether the locals in Stokes Bay are going to be happy to be recognised or a bit annoyed that you've told everyone about it. What is so special about the place?
Look, Stokes Bay is a national treasure. It's bouncing back from bushfires, excuse the pun, lots of kangaroos, but the beach itself is one of those beaches that has a real mystique, if you like. You have to go through a winding, hand-hewn, cavernous tunnel, and the curtains lift metaphorically and reveals a beautiful 500-metre stretch of white sand and a gorgeous little wading pool for kids, an aquarium-like atmosphere. It was a clear winner, and South Australia has never taken out the title, so good luck and congratulations, South Australia. You've certainly deserved it. It's been a long time coming, and Kangaroo Island will be a real hit, I think, for international visitors, particularly. The New York Times only last week said it was a zoo without fences, so it's a great selection.
Now, you're at the famous Bondi beach this morning, which didn't make the list, but something called Little Bondi in the Northern Territory did. How does it compare?
It's like chalk and cheese. I mean, I'm standing in Australia's and probably one of the world's most famous beaches, best known beaches, but Little Bondi, or Kangaroo, is actually probably one of the least known beaches in Australia. But it's one of the most treasured and sacred sites for the First Nations people of East Arnhem Land, not far from Nullarbor or Gove. And I think if you're really intrepid and got a great four-wheel drive and don't mind, being watchful of crocodiles, to be honest, it's a fantastic location. And people are looking for out-of-the-box locations, particularly those coming from overseas. So it's really quintessentially Australian, and beaches are more than just a place to go and lay your towel. They're places where you can understand and appreciate a deeper sense of Australia's cultural and First Nations history.
It does look beautiful. There is only one Victorian beach on your list, but it is in the top 5. Tell us about Apollo Bay.
Look, Apollo Bay, it's a classic. It's been around since the 1930s as a favourite, and I saw that on this morning's poll that it's actually leading the number 10 best beaches, and for good reason. It's the gateway to the Great Ocean Road, the 12 Apostles. International tourists flock to that area, but if you had to get a pastel and paint out and paint a perfect beach with a beautiful grassy foreshore, a surf club in the corner, marina, fabulous seafood. They've even got seafood pies. It's just quintessentially Australian, and international tourists we're talking to this year particularly, we're going to love it. And again, bathe between the flags. Victoria has always had a spot, colder water. A little bit colder than here at Bondi here today, but Apollo Bay deservedly made the top 10 beaches in Australia this year.
Brad, I wish we had more time because I have bones to pick about beaches that are not on the list, but we have to leave it there. Thanks, as always, for your time.